Hi everyone. Good afternoon to everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to thank from the bottom of my heart a very deep thank you for everyone for supporting my mother, supporting Nanay, and the rest of the family there in Bacolod. It's so hard that you can't, even watch your dad away or near him, but probably it's God's plan. But anyway, I'd like to quote on one of the most important legacies that he left with us, and I've outlined it into like a few points. Number one is family togetherness. He's so big in family togetherness. He always does evening and morning worships with the kids, and he doesn't want that at 6 or 5 a.m. that the kids are sleeping. But the point is that he wanted us kids to join in morning devotions with him. And if the kids are not there, he and Nanay will always start reading a few quotes from the Bible or devotions, whatever it is. So as a kid, I've observed that to be very, very healthy as a legacy. Number two, he had deep family orientation. Like in times of hardships and struggles, I never seen Tatay fearful. He's always a man without fear. I can't forget we lived in a house where the storm was predicted to come in the morning and the winds were blowing hard. So what he did, because we don't have enough funds, he looked for a rope and tied the whole house with a rope, including the roof. So that when the morning actually came and the storm was coming, our roof was safe. It just flopped, but it was safe. He was not fearful. And he made sure that he's very family oriented. And second, he taught me to be a DIY technician. I got that from him. He always makes sure that, he fixes things like electronics, electrical. He was proud of what he does at work and never was ashamed of his work. Before, when I was a kid, I thought that being in the office, doing the mop, doing the electric scrub was a classy thing to do. And I was there when I was a kid. Every time when he was there to watch the CPUC now, I thought that was a nice job. But he was the custodian of the firm, and somehow he makes sure that nothing is left undone. So his family orientation is very deep. One thing I noticed as well, that he loves my mother very much. He takes care, even the washroom of Nanay, he makes it whitey, sparkling. And that to me is a big asset that he left me that is impressive. He makes sure that it's sanitized, fresh, and taught us responsibility and self-independence, including gardening. Whatever it is that you name, he taught me. He even helped me to raise chickens, manok, so that we can get, itlog to cook. So he was very resourceful. He was a perfect example of love. Why? Because whether they bring kaldero or balon sa SM para magkaon dito and then makakaon lamig sabaw, even though we're carrying a big plastic bag, that to me was impressive because it shows you humility in all sense. And the foremost thing that he also left a legacy on me was that he taught me to stand up for the person you love, and that to me is my wife Riza. There was a time in the struggle in life that was uncertain, and I was so fragile, and everything was uncertain at that point. And I went home, and then I asked my dad. Oh no, he just asked me, "Dong, do you really love your wife, or you really love Riza?" And I told him yes. Told him yes, of course I do. And he just, this one thing that I remember, he just told me, "I support you with that. I'll take care of your nanay. I'll take care of mom." So that to me was very impressive. No matter how ugly and uncertain life is, he supported everything. And last but not the least, love for music. I always noticed that he always, lead by example. They always sing together, and they're proud of their children when their children sing with them. And as you noticed, I think I carry that, trait until now. So there are a lot of things aside from the discipline that is very, very balanced. When Tatay was so, Nanay was so, strict to discipline, but Tatay is also a balanced person. But then they made sure that their children has always something to put food on the table, regardless if it's bulad, itlog, kamatis, or tuyo. It doesn't matter. What matters to us is even if we don't have anything, naaraman sila pero may makita na mo, and then they supported us. Not that they're all saints, but I was just gonna say he was a hardworking man, and he valued time more than anything for us as children. He was strong, loving, and gentle. He loved his family and was deeply devoted to Nanay and my other siblings. As a child, I always looked up to him, and I wouldn't say losing, but in his sleep, Tatay is one of the most. This experience is one of the most difficult things that I have to gone through. As I'm here right now, today I realized the bottom line is that money is not everything. For 76 years of his life, he's still giving back service even in his pain. Now, how fortunate I was to have him as my father and Tatay. There are not words to express his influence in my life. It is through his example that I learned to be the father and husband that I am today. Tatay was not only a superhero when I was a kid until now, but I realized he is actually, after all, my idol. He stood as a man, as a father, and to this day, he was the last man standing for my mother. And I think that'll be all for now. Take care.